Hello everyone, Daria here, and welcome to episode 19 of the Slow Russian Language Podcast. Lately, I received several emails from people who said how much they liked real Russian dialects. So today's episode is for them because it's part number 2 of the dialogue about the Russian language. If you haven't heard the first part, please go back to episode 15 and then come back here. And as usual, the dialogue is in real speed first, and then I'll read it again slowly and translate it sentence by sentence. Let's get started.
Всегда, конечно, присутствует акцент той страны, даже в которой человек живет, как правило, можно угадать.
Mm-hmm.
Когда на русском говорит тот же грузин, он говорит со своим акцентом. Когда на русском говорит немец, это слышно. Когда эстонцы говорят на русском, очень тоже вот эта протяжность, манера. Кто-то еще так сильно выделяется. Сразу можно понять, с какой стороны.
Французы, наверное.
Очень интересно, индусы говорят на русском языке, тоже заметно. А на английском еще, вот их сразу на английском можно понять, что это индусы, они проговаривают букву А, Р.
Mm-hmm.
Вот.
Что еще тут можно сказать?
Ну, самое главное, язык надо учить, смотреть фильмы, слушать, может быть, какие-то записи, где на русском говорят.
Mm-hmm. Слушать меня.
Слушать, да. Нет, аудиозаписи очень полезно.
Да. And that was it for the dialogue. Now let's try to translate it. The first person talking was my mom, and she said, «Всегда, конечно, присутствует акцент той страны даже, в которой человек живет». Of course, there's always an accent from that country where the person lives. Как правило, можно угадать. Usually one can guess. You see this «как правило» here. Literally, it can be translated as a rule, как правило. Most of the time, we use it meaning usually, как правило. And in reply, I just say, like, yes, And as you know, it's just the way to show the person your attention. And my mom continues. Когда на русском говорит тот же грузин, when some Georgian speaks Russian. This word тот же is very interesting. I'm sure you met it as the same. For example, I ordered same dessert as yesterday. Я заказала тот же десерт, что и вчера. Вчера заказала чизкейк и сегодня заказала чизкейк. Тот же десерт, тот же cheesecake. So here it's pretty clear, but like in this dialogue, this тот же has a little bit different meaning. Тот же грузин, Georgian. It means, for example, Georgian. So it's the synonym for example, for instance, in the conversational Russian. So another example for this. Salaries in Russia are very low. For example, doctors receive about 30,000 rubles. В России низкие зарплаты. Тот же врач получает примерно 30 тысяч рублей. For example, a doctor. Тот же врач. Well, 30,000 rubles, it's just very funny for Americans, I guess, because there it's a very prestigious job. But in Russia, unfortunately, doctors are not very rich. 30,000 rubles today is about $500 per month. Okay, we're going on. And in reply to this sentence about Georgian speaking Russian, I'm laughing actually. Don't want to be rude. You just need to find how Georgian men speak Russian, and it's so funny. But unfortunately, most Russians have this stereotype about Georgian people. I guess it comes from 90s and even earlier when there were thousands and thousands of Georgian men on our markets. They were selling fruits, and actually they are still there. And the way they speak is just amazing. Maybe later I'll try to find something on YouTube and give you a link, because really it's worth it. You will immediately understand why I was laughing there. No offense, laughing in a good way. Okay, the next sentence. Actually, she's continuing the previous one. Он говорит со своим акцентом. He speaks with his accent. Когда на русском говорит немец, это слышно. When a German speaks Russian, one can recognize it. And here's a great word, немец, meaning someone from Germany. Pay attention that it's never Германец, it's немец. And the story of this word is just very funny. Centuries ago, I guess it was like 16th, 17th centuries, foreigners came to Russia and stayed here, but obviously didn't speak Russian very well, and people called them немые, немой, which means mute. I mean, someone who can't speak. Yeah, famous Russian tolerance. You can't speak Russian means you can't speak at all. And so there were mostly like 90% of foreigners were from Germany, from Holland, and they couldn't speak Russian, so they were немцы, немец. And even nowadays, we just call them немец. Знакомый немец, or мой муж немец. My husband is German. Немцы пьют много пива. Germans drink beer a lot. Okay, the next sentence. Когда эстонцы говорят на русском, очень, тоже, вот это протяжность, манера. When Estonians speak Russian, this slowness, manner is also, and again, in real speech, people just don't finish sentences. So I guess she wanted to say that their manner of speaking was recognizable. And pay attention to this word, manner, манера. Манера means the way of doing something. For example, the way of speaking, манера говорить. Imagine some weird person in strange clothes, so you can say у нее странная манера одеваться. Basically, it means she looks weird. Her clothes are weird. Something like that. So here, Estonians have a very interesting manner of speaking. Okay, the next sentence. Кто-то еще так сильно выделяется. Someone else stands out strongly. Сразу можно понять, из какой страны. One can understand right away from which country. And again, no main verb here. Just из какой страны. The full sentence would sound like из какой страны человек приехал. Something like that. And then I made a guess. Французы, наверное. French, maybe. But my mom pretends that she doesn't hear me and just keeps talking. Очень интересно. Индусы говорят на русском языке. It's very interesting how Indians, Hindu, speak the Russian language. Тоже заметно. Obvious too. А на английском еще вот. And in English also. You see how many words that cannot be translated. For example, this вот. It's just the part of real Russian conversation. На английском еще вот. Okay. Их сразу на английском можно понять, что это индусы. One can immediately understand that they are Hindu when they speak English. And then she explains why. Они проговаривают букву R. I mean R. They say the letter R clearly. You see this verb проговаривать. It comes from говорить, to speak. Говорить. I guess you know it. And проговаривать means to speak clearly. Sometimes even spell the the word, speaking clearly. And then I say most terrible word ever. Never say it. It's the word «чё». I'm so ashamed. Чё ещё тут можно сказать? What else can we say here? It's so pathetic. I'm sorry. «Чё» means «что». It's not that terrible, but if you want to be like a super smart and educated person and, all manners, you better say «что» and not «чё». But I guess about 90% of Russians, when they speak quickly, they say «чё». «Чё делать? Чё такое?» But it's not a good thing. So, okay, what else can we say here? I asked my mom, and she replies, «Ну, самое главное, язык надо учить». Well, the most important thing is that it's necessary to learn a language. And she's so right. And then she tells how. Смотреть фильмы. Слушать, может быть, какие-то записи, где на русском говорят. To watch movies, to listen to maybe some audios where people speak Russian. Here you see the word записи. Usually it means something that is written. Записать. Записать что-то в тетрадь. To write something down. But also запись, аудиозапись, is a record. And then I guess слушать меня. Listen to me. Yay, to my podcast. Thank you for listening. And then she says, нет, аудиозаписи очень полезны. Yes, audios are very useful. And here you see she says нет, but it doesn't mean that she disagrees. In conversations, very, very often we say нет, and then we say la 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 something else. Actually, it means that we agree, and it's just another filler word. And the last sentence, and it's not even the sentence, I say да да да, means yes, kind of, yeah, I agree, you were right, да да да. So that's pretty much it for the dialogue about the Russian language and the foreigners who learn it. Don't forget that all the links you will find in the show notes. It's not only links to my website, where you can find all the materials, but also to all the social networks. My YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, VK, and so on. So go and have a look, please. And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter on the website. I'm sure you will find it there, not only on the front page, but also on podcast page and everywhere on the sidebar. So don't forget. I'll be happy to see you in my email. And I guess that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in the next episode of the Slow Russian Language Podcast. Bye-bye!